Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, gonna be a match from Katowice 2022 between Serral and Maru. Here on Pride of Altaris, top left, we've got ourselves Serral, bottom left it is Maru. Is there another more anticipated matchup in the ZVT? I don't think there is. Serral versus Maru, we haven't seen them play each other in an elite tournament for a while. So let's go ahead and see what they have for each other here. We're going to see Widow Mines, I feel like, Marines, Marauders, Zerglings, Banelings, maybe some Ultralisks, but maybe Lurkers, because Lurkers are very, very popular right now in ZVT. And 16 here, Supply Hatchery going down. No proxies here from Maru. And scouting out for proxies is this one Overlord and this one as well. But not a drone. Does not expect a proxy, here says Serral. Yeah, so extractor and then pool at 200 minerals. There it is. Everything is A-OK on the Zerg side and A-OK on the Terran side. This is going to be a Patreon cast. For those of you who support me at patreon.com/FalconPaladin for at least $1 a month, you can watch this 1 month before anybody else on YouTube. And a Reaper is in production. And an SCV, checking to make sure this is not a 12 pool. All right, Maru. You're being safe, and that isn't what you need to do against Serral, that's for sure. All right, so we do have a Reaper name from the comments ready to go for this Reaper. If you would like your Reaper name read, go ahead and put it in the comments. Just start with Reaper name, and if you have a backstory, go ahead. But if you just have a name, that's okay as well. I promise. All right, man. So this Reaper's name is Parappa the Reaper. In the rain or in the snow, I got the funky flow. Enemy workers got to go. Got the funky, funky flow. KDH charge set to blow. Got the funky, funky flow. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good stuff. I never did play Parappa the Rappa when I was a kid just because I didn't have a PlayStation growing up. I mean, I didn't have any consoles growing up. It was PC gaming all the way for me. My parents didn't believe in consoles. The only reason we allowed PC games at all was because my parents had a PC for, like, budgeting their finances and, I don't know, like, writing up papers for school and just things like that. And we had a bunch of educational games, and every once in a while I got a game that was not educational, but a lot of my gaming growing up was shareware titles. Anyway, my parents are not a big fan of StarCraft either, actually. As this Reaper's got a kill. Not too bad here, Parappa the Reaper. I'm trying to remember if they ever were okay with me playing it while I lived with them, or if I had to get into it when I moved out of the house and went to college. Like, that's how anti-StarCraft they were. I don't know. I wonder if that has something to do with how much I love StarCraft. The fact that it was forbidden to me for a long time growing up. Like, I'd play it when my parents weren't home, or I'd play it at friends' homes and things like that, but anywho. What are we doing back here? Oh, we're not meching, are we? Nah. Second barracks here, Hellion Harass, etc., 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 etc. But yeah, I've gained all of my knowledge from early PlayStation and early N64 titles and things from friends' homes for the most part, but no one ever had Parappa the Rappa that I ever played at their house. I did, have some time on a PlayStation. I think my cousin had one growing up, but Parappa the Rappa, not really a very popular title, I don't think. It's lived on a little bit, I think, into current days, just because it's such a fun name to say, Parappa the Rappa. Kind of a weird... A lot of the PlayStation 1 titles were pretty weird, honestly. But third command center here for Maru, being built sub 3 minutes here inside the main base. Pretty traditional stuff here against somebody like Serral. So what's the plan? Creep spreading out to the edges. Serral seems to be like he's setting up for a macro-style play. Third hatch popping here, looking pretty good. Probably going to get some gas down here. He's got about 40 workers or so. That's when I like to get my second and third and second gas, third and fourth gas here. Hellions pushing, but queens are ready to rock. There's enough queens here. One queen per Hellion is just about enough to make this thing work, obviously. And honestly, so far so good. I like what we're seeing here from both players. I mean, it's pretty standard stuff here from Maru. It's very strong with this whole marine stim style thing. I mean, we've seen a lot of ZVTs, even against somebody as good as Serral is, where you kind of show up with some siege tanks here, right? and some Marines to just kind of push and push and push and push when the Zerg player is kind of stuck between, do I want to macro up or do I need to make units to survive? And if you catch them in a round where they make, 20 drones, they don't have enough stuff to defend, enough Lings and Banes and whatnot, they can actually die. But this is a great place for a tank. Anywhere behind a rock is a good place for a tank. I think we all know that by now. So that's why we're creep spreading up here, just to make sure it's a little bit harder to hold a tank here. If there's creep in the area, then you can jump on it quickly, and then it's a bad place for a tank to try to live. Overlord does have speed. We saw that earlier. Ling's checking to see if there's a, I don't know, like a proxy over this way, or maybe just doing a run by. You boys just doing a run by? Looks like they are. They're checking base locations. They know what time Maru likes to run out, and then they're going to jump into this third and maybe force a liftoff. Oh gosh, forcing a liftoff would be so annoying. This is a bit earlier than the 7 push. Serral's 4th base coming up just outside of his main on the low ground. Hellbat transformation. I didn't see the armory, but here it is. We got Banelings, which is good. Banelings against Hellbats are really useful. Great connection. 2 Hellbats still live. 1 Hellbat is still alive, and then Lings get a nice surround. Hellbat does not get the right home. Too chunky to fit inside that medevac. Got to get all the Marines out of there. And that was a good hold. Honestly, if you have Banelings, Lings, and Queens, holding that kind of a thing is going to be fairly easy. It is possible just with Lings and Queens, but I've only really ever seen it done from the professionals. So, like, Serral can do it. Dark and Rogue, Rainer can do that stuff. But, yeah, every other Zerg player, if you don't have any Banelings when Maru shows up at your front door with Lings and Banes or Lings and Banes, Marines and Hellbats and stuff, you're going to have a bad time. So, creep spreading as much as possible. I mean, again, with the aggression, killing that creep, super duper annoying stuff. This did take some hits, but eventually the Lings got cleared out before it was burning, so that's a good goal to have. Going for a dropper lord here, Serral. Maybe going to go for, little Bane drop in this natural base would be super hot stuff if you're a Zerg player, that's for sure. Centrifugal Hook's on the way. Man, if you did not watch, God, there was a meching amazing, I don't know if I epic tagged it or not, but there's a Maru versus Serral game that I posted on the channel not long after Katowice released their replays. So it was in, I want to say, early March. And if you haven't watched that and you're a big fan of Serral and Maru, I recommend you do so, because that was an incredible match. I mean, just having the stones to go mech against Serral at all is massive, but this is Maru we're talking about here. He's not afraid of anything. So here comes the drop play. It is 74 to 68 workers right now. Income is definitely favoring Serral, and if this is a connection, which it very, very well should be, depending on how well Maru was paying attention to this thing, which seems to be not at all. So we're, oh my gosh, look at this. Look at Serral. He's too busy microing over here. He's just kind of hanging out over. There we go. And unload and unload. And 10 SCVs down. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Ooh, siege tank positioning low. I love this from Maru. Knowing stuff, can't hit the hatchery, but can hit these 2 extractors. And we know how important gas is. Meanwhile, Lings and Banes rolling into the 3rd, forcing a liftoff. That command center is on fire. 22 SCVs have died. Can they dislodge these tanks from this position? If they can, this might just be, I don't know if Maru can come back from that position here. He does keep the orbital alive with some repair rolling in. Banelings, Lings. And once the Marines are gone, dealing with the tanks is pretty easy. Although, oh, did barely finish off those tanks before those Marines responded. So the tanks are gone, and the threat is basically dead now here, too. But by golly, that income spike, look at that. It is 73 to 55 total workers right now. Maru's 3rd base does have 16 SCVs at it, which is pretty awesome, actually. That is not, I mean, that's just a testament to how good his macro is at this stage. But he'd really like to have a 4th, but man, Serral's roaming about. He's going to go for, looks like another Baneling drop attempt here. We'll see if Maru can sniff this out. If he figures out, okay, that attack came from the north. I'm wondering if there's maybe something else up there I can deal with. Serral taking a chance with that. He's all low ground expanding to a 5th base here to that gold here on Pride of Altaris. And Ling's jumping in saying, hey, you don't get to clear my creep tumors. They got +1/+1. They're working on 2/2. 2/2 is further along here from Maru, though. He's got the better upgrades. And then a bit of a Baneling bust attempt here at the 3rd base of Maru. That's not even a full wall of supply depots. Banelings dropping in again. 9 more SCVs die there. And then Banelings, I don't think you actually have to kill these, but all right. Siege Tank says no. Oh, gets a big hit off on the orbital, though. And repairing the orbital, that's more lost mining time. That's more lost resources here. This is just, Serral is doing everything you need to do against a Terran to slow down their macro. Usually it's the other way around, but Serral's just, no. He's got 74 to 64 army supply. There's an army for Maru coming up, but Lings and Banes are ready for that as well. I mean, this is just, no, you don't have enough here to handle this many Lings with +1/+1. At this stage of the game, they're just too strong if they get that full surround on you if you don't have the 2/2. 2/2 is now finishing up, but I still don't think it's a good idea. Try to unload on these Lings, and the Lings don't quite get here in time, so we wait for reinforcements. This is not a huge number of Marines here, but yeah, getting in a position where they can't get fully surrounded, but 3/4 surrounded is pretty rough stuff. Maru is trying to find damage, but Serral's just casually making 8 drones at a time right now. Queens really want those medevacs to die, but also get out of here, medevac. Don't heal your guys. And can he escape in the medevac without dying? And the answer is yes, because the queens are stuck behind the minerals. Excellent stuff. This group, oh, Maru's not paying attention. Oh, he is now. He stims them, backs him out, and the Hydras are making sure the medevac can't pick up everybody. The medevac does get killed. There's a second one there. Maru's taking a gold base. Love this stuff from Maru. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, hit that like button if you're enjoying this match. Maru is taking some blows, but he is alive. And that's what you want to see from your Terran hero, isn't it, Terran friends? You want to see Maru doing stuff where he's alive. And he's doing it extraordinarily well. But 23 Banelings in production. A Hive is coming in, so 3/3 is not really even on the board yet. Nice Baneling, or Widowmine hit, though. 7 kills there. This is from Katowice, so it's before the current balance patch. And they did nerf Widowmines a bit to where they're... Ooh, nice burrow. I love... Oh, that was kind of fun. I wonder if that was an accident or what. But the burrow time, when they have the fast version, is a little bit slower now. But yeah, see, Lurker Den coming in, Hydraling Bane, doing everything you need to do here and stuff. I mean, this is just... This is what we're talking about when it comes to Serral and Maru. And ZVT in general here. Nice split there. Planetary Fortress! It's gonna get Baneling bombed. Yeah, enough Banelings there to kill it. 5 SCVs die, which is actually a pretty small number, all things considered. Attack up this side. Oh, he does get the hatch, so both players lose their bases at the gold. That's a nice pickup from Maru. I don't think he killed many drones, if at all, there. And the Lings and Banes are trying to keep it alive. Both players trying to replant as fast as they can. A little bit easier for the Zerg sometimes. I guess if they have the money for it. And expanding top side here, too, at about the 12 o'clock. But Serral's up 180. Oh, Widowmine connections. The splits are pretty good. Serral is one of those Zerg players who does go for the split plays against Widowmine. Some don't care. Some are just like, whatever, I'm going to overwhelm you with macro. And then that'll be enough, right? The answer is usually probably not. Probably not enough. If you're going to beat somebody like Maru, you got to split against those Widowmines as well as you can, or just straight up pick them out of the ground. Hydra's on top of the siege tanks. SCVs wandering into a war zone, and never a good thing. 12 more SCVs die. 15, 17. It's been 50 SCVs that have been killed here. Army getting pushed back. Top side, Maru wants to be aggressive here, but can't. There's just too many Lings and Banes present with that 2/2 upgrade. Going for Seismic Spines. Here is Serral. Obviously, if you're going to go, and 12 Lurkers. If you're going to go 12 Lurkers, you're going to want Seismic Spines first, and then Adaptive Talons. Adaptive Talons got nerfed as well. They don't burrow you quite as quickly as they used to, which is probably a good thing. For ZVZ, and really any matchup, Lurkers are just pretty viable in every single matchup right now Zergers are doing, which is interesting. As when they were initially introduced, that really wasn't the case. We didn't see them a lot. But they've really worked their way into every matchup in the current meta of 2022. Although we'll see with the balance patch how that works out. Oh, this gold base has to lift off. Not what you want to see. Ling's getting into a non-planetary base at the 6 o'clock here from Maru. My gosh, the Ling massacre here is just insane. So many dead SCVs right now. I mean, this is just turning into a nightmare for Maru. I almost feel like most other Terran players would just be dead at this point. Nice burrow attempt, though. Does scan him out, figures it out. Ghost coming in. I mean, 99.99999% of other Terrans would be dead right here if Serral had done this much damage to them. Had done 67 SCVs dead worth of damage to them in the first 14 minutes, right? But no, no, no. Not Maru. Not at all. Are we not doing Adrenal Gland again? We're just not. I don't know. I don't understand what it is with these Zerg players, with Serral especially in ZVTs, and not getting Adrenal. It is an insanely good upgrade. I guess maybe he's saving his gas for things like more Lurkers or upgrades for the Lurkers. Those are the ones Like, the lurkers are kind of the backbone of this army, but he's got 99 lings. He's made 300 of them. 400 or so now. You'd think you'd want Adrenal at some point, but it's the lurkers that are... See, lurkers unsupported, though, not all that great. They gotta be supported. Coming up, Blinding Cloud getting tossed down. The Viper spellcasting as for Serral. Oh, always amazing stuff. Planetary upgrading. Not quite there yet here. Forced to lift off. Cancel on the Planetary Fortress upgrade. More SCVs die. There's 80 lings in production, everybody. 80 Zerglings in production. Adrenal Glands is not to be seen in the production tab. It's gotta be. I just don't understand it. It's just gonna want to save the gas for Banelings and missile attack upgrades and lurkers and hiders and stuff, I guess. But look how many lings he has. He's making 22. He's got 70 out. Just whatever. Adrenal makes this so much easier. A little Baneling run by. Ugh. Burrowed Baneling specifically. Oh no. Oh no. And then a Ling run by right into the main base. Cloaked Ghosts are not going to be saved. Not right now. That ghost count just got reduced significantly. There are still 6 of them, but that was at least 3 or 4 that went down. Serral's just, you can't be everywhere at once. Maru's hoping he's trying to be everywhere at once. God, this base has just been under attack all day. Both bases are big targets for attacks, it turns out. Split against the Banelings, but there are so many Banelings, though. Off creep, that's how you know, yes, Serral gets that JJ. When a Zerg player is chasing a Terran off creep with their Banelings, you know they're feeling really good about themselves, and by golly, he was. Oh, look who's getting Adrenal at 16 minutes, and it wasn't, I mean, didn't show up in time to be really useful at all. But hey, who needs Adrenal when you're Serral? You can take Maru down in 16 minutes by killing 100 SCVs in 16 minutes, and a command center, and a planetary, and an orbital, and 99 Marines, and 6 ghosts and tanks, and 21 Widow Mines went down, and resources lost. There's 29,000 for Serral and 22 for Maru, but if you'll notice, no drones died today. And that, as a Zerg player, you are the happiest Zerg. If you can go 16.5 minutes against Maru with losing 0 drones. 0 drones. That's insane. 9 lurkers died, 3 vipers died, 77 banelings died. Which, again, I'm pretty sure means the baneling died without exploding on its intended target, so that's a huge number. And did lose a hatch, but no drones died during this attack. How crazy is that? Absolutely crazy. But yeah, just a quick glance at the minimap. You're like, yes, Serral's just casually sitting on 4, 5, 6, 7. He's getting an 8th base right now. And Maru's like, 4 bases. I can do 4 bases, I promise. It's like, been a hard time holding 4 against an 8 basing Zerg. You're gonna be a sad panda and a sad Terran, that's for sure. As per usual. All right, good stuff. So that is going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a Patreon cast. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.